So I was saying, once you have pages, you can put them in there. So I don't have anything there yet. I guess I'll go ahead and create one real quick. I can always change it. Add new, add new, add new. There we go. Okay, home, and I will. Okay, right now it's in text mode. I'm going to go to visual because I like to type in an area. Some people prefer doing it in text mode. If they do HTML, which I can do HTML, it's just my preference to edit versus creating from the beginning. I always used from the very beginning when I started in 1995. I had a HTML editor, but I didn't actually type the code. It had tags to go ahead and put in the tags that I wanted. So that was how I did it. And I mean, I could do HTML codes. Just if I have a way of clicking on something to put it there, just like I like using copy and paste all the time for pretty much a lot of stuff. Anyway, so so I'm going to create a home page. This is the temporary home page, okay, which is that's exactly what it is. And what I'll do from here is over to the right, there's publish. I also didn't drag this over far enough. I'm going to hit publish, and that will put it as a page. I'm going to all pages, and I'm probably going to go ahead and delete the temporary page. When you install from the beginning, see there's home. I just put that there, and this was here to begin with. I always, I'm going to go ahead and trash that because I don't really have any desire. You can go in and edit the sample page and make that your home page, but I find that to be not as effective. The way that WordPress handles it is a little funky. Anyway, so home I already created. You saw what I did. So what I'm going to do now is go back over to the menu, go to appearance and menus. I'm going to go ahead and add the home page to the menu. Now, let me probably should point something out here first, but let me let this get there first. It's going a little slow. I'm doing this on my slower computer. Ironically, I have the software. You see, there's home, create menu. So, menu doesn't have to be anything fancy, but I probably should spell menu correctly. Jeez, doing terrible here. Menu, E-N-U. There we go. Create the menu. There's a button over here for create menu, which I don't have all the way over to the right. Okay, there we go. And so I'm going to go ahead and add home. Now, whatever, if you have a bunch of pages, you can add them all at the same time. I'm just going to do the one page. That's what I have. Add to menu. And you see it shows up here. I'm going to put here primary menu. What that does, let me go over to save menu. Probably should have showed you before I went there. But actually, when I go over to here, it will probably show still going to, yeah, it's going to the default. By default, it goes to the blog, okay? I don't know if you're aware of it. WordPress originally was a blog development software or application, not really a web page or website, and a website software. And it since blogging and making web pages is have a lot of similarities. I don't know the history of how that came about. But anyway, so right now it's going by default to the blog. So let me go over here, and I'm going to make a change. Since I created my home page, I could do this now. I'm going to go dashboard, which will basically give me the settings. That's what I want. And then two things. When you set up, I'm going to hit general. Let's see, go to reading first because I want to set it up to go to my home page by default. See, it says your latest post. It's highlighting the fact that it's a blogging platform, but now it's very much a website platform. Front page, and make that home so that when it goes there first, when it wakes up, so to speak, it'll go directly to the home page. Now I haven't created a blog page yet, so that just shows for there. So I'm going to hit save changes, which again I don't have the showing the save pages button down here, but you see the little blue area here, it's save change. I'm going to save that so that now when I go to the site, it defaults to home. This is a temporary home page. Now this is an actual web page. Now over to the right, you'll see these widgets. That's what we were looking at before that are there because by default it's having a two-column page. Now when I load a new theme in here, I probably won't have two columns. I'm not a big fan of columns unless they're necessary because it takes up real estate that I prefer to use up with other things like pictures and stuff like that. So that's this. Where we at? We're at 5 minutes already. So I'm going to stop this. I'm going to call this part 2 because I've said in previous broadcasts that I've done that it's best to keep it under 5 minutes, only because there's a couple reasons for that. One is it helps keep your viewership to watch all the way through, especially if you're going to have this on YouTube. You get better rankings, if you will, if people watch it to the end. So by keeping it relatively short, it makes it easier to do that. So I'm going to stop this here. This is part 2, and I'll catch you in part 3.